So for round 3, we have a very interesting situation. First of all, because we've got a Words Collide versus AOA, we've got a high SAS Words Collide versus a very low SAS AOA. The AOA regretfully complicated Takeo. Good board management with double cohorts, and we've got a Cofine, Lollop, Bramo, Bingle. So interesting board now. Not amazing, definitely not one of the best in AOA. And then we've got the Dis, and the Dis, honestly, to me, it's a little bit underwhelming. You've got the two Dustums, always interesting. The Lash, the Library of the Damned, very good. Shadow of Dis, I really like this card, but it doesn't do much in most cases. Ortanu, the Chain, and two Bindings. I can't like this card. I think it does very little, to be honest. The Shadows is not great either. You've got the Brent and the Life for Life, and that's pretty much it. I don't see much else. It's not fast. It doesn't have amber control. And against that, we've got a high SAS Words Collide, Remote Tour of the Borderlands, Triple Evil Eye, Exhume with an Infernus, a very nice Star Alliance, Double Red Alert, Transporter Platform, a bunch of nice creature, Information Officer Grey, I really like that card, Lieutenant Kakar to provide a little bit of taunt in this box, Kirkas Blaster. The Untamed is with Double Fangtooth. Honestly, Mimicry, Key Charge, Fittest, very nice card as well, Kangaphant, Harmonia. There's a lot of tools and a lot of flexibility in how to use them. It's fairly fast. It's 8.3 MB. So what's interesting is, so Ugluk came with Takeo, and he bid obviously for his opponent's deck. But what's interesting is TRK actually did bid for Takeo. That's a very interesting move. And honestly, I can't really see how this is going to cut. In this situation, I would definitely have bet for Remote, whether or not I'm the owner of the deck and I'm familiar with its lines. So I'm very curious to see what TRK has in mind here. And we have the start with TRK opening with the Groggins. So we have two Words Collide deck. Oh, nice! Inspector immediately killed by the Scullion, sacrificed, and purging the Miasma. That's amazing. Playing the Infernus, but not purging more cards. Or the Miasma Purge is amazing. That's definitely one of the key cards. Banishing, oh that's nice, banishing the Scullion and playing the Dust Team. So now the Scullion has to come back, has to sacrifice another creature. This is a sweet play. So it's interesting that none of them know their deck. They're really discovering it, and you can't really see that they spent a lot of time taking the decision. They immediately went for each other's deck. Kangaphant, Nepentha Gigantica. I'm not very familiar with that card. So stun a creature with power 5 or higher, or stun a giant creature. Action. So it's fairly interesting because obviously it could have gone into Ugluk's decision to give his deck to his opponent, playing Brobnar. I don't know. I'm not sure I would decide on that. I would probably decide more based on the Evil Eyes and Infernus and Exhume, the Double Fangtooth Cavern as well. There's a lot of things that can be said for that. I mean, if you can Fangtooth on one end and Nepentha Gigantica on the other, you're basically eating the strong creatures and the weak ones. Okay, playing Shadows, playing the Hideaway Hole, playing the Subtle Mole, playing House Knight, playing the life for life on the dust imp. I'm not sure about that. I think the life for life in the package is really made to be used for the brand. Ugluk is moving to Star Alliance. Play the transporter platform.
Une erreur s'est produite. Essayez à nouveau dans quelques secondes.
And okay, transporter platform, Kirby. Okay, putting the cloaking dongle on Kirby, playing frame, putting the Infernus, giving one ember to the Infernus, but basically giving an incentive for it to be killed. It's quite cool. I would probably have put the cloaking dongle on the Infernus personally, because this is the card that my opponent has a vested interest at keeping in play. Now we have TRK playing the Gamgee. And keeping the turn. Now, what do? Playing Unturn, probably going to get out the Fangtooth and give a hard time to the Brognar creatures. Yes, number one Fangtooth is out. Mimicry. Oh, playing, probably copying the Banish. Yep, probably copying the Banish, playing the Molfin. And now is just, yeah, the Fangtooth kills the Gamgee. And it's back to TRK, chooses Brognar, gets probably his archive card. Yep. Play back to the Groggins. Plays the Bramo. Plays the Lollop. Plays the Smith. Only one Ember, shame. What's there a way to do better? Should you keep for the Smith? I'm not sure there's so much Ember generation. Ugluk choose this as their archive house this turn. Binding Irons. Okay, gives back 3 chains. And that's the second Binding Irons that's been played. Okay, Scullion, sacrifice the Infernus. Logical, place a not finished renew, reshuffle the, plays the Evil Eye. Okay, to stop TRK from forging, gets to 7. Plays, ooh, Lesser Oxstat. Purge each card in your hand. Wow. Purging the Kirby and the Regrowth, I'm not sure about that. I would probably have discarded that one. I mean, it's not that strong. Yeah, and now we have a Lollop kills Scullion. Scullion has basically haven't done anything. Plays the War Chest, discards the Bingle because of Fangtooth, plays the attacks with the Groggins. It seems to me, yeah, I mean, especially with the Fangtooth out, I would definitely have kept the Lesser Oxstat. There's a lot of traps in that deck, I think. Rips with Bramo, discards the Coordin, makes sense. But Ugluk forges first. And now, I mean, a good artifacts. I mean, if he can use the Pentagigantica, there's could be interesting, but definitely I would expect him. I don't know what he plays. He drew 6 fresh cards. If he rips with Lesser Oxstat, he gives another turn for his opponent to forge. Does it make sense? I'm not sure, but this is what he does. Plays the Evil Eye, skills cost 12. Plays the Infernus. Now we have, well, that's quite interesting, because if he manages to, I would almost purge my own deck at this point. Keep myself only with the this. Could make sense. And destroys the Lesser Oxstat. Okay, interesting. But instead he decided to go for the Smith and a life for a life. Okay. Now we're back into this place track. Large of Broken Dreams. And now Ugluk goes back to this, rips with Infernus, plays the Evil Eye. Oh my god, he hasn't forged yet. Library of the Damned, Fangtooth kills Strek, of course. I mean, he's pretty much put there just to protect the Brobnar package. No, that's really interesting. Almost at 6 Ember, and TRK still hasn't forged. Definitely, I think Ugluk was in the mind that I'm bringing an AOA deck, I don't want to play it. And now it's up to my opponent to evaluate it properly. Interesting, Scully Caper, one of the cards that is very consuming in efforts to think about what I'm going to do. The Bone of Venom is put on Infernus, but I mean, it is not going to survive the Fangtooth, or the Unsuspecting Prey that Ugluk is playing, and the Unsuspecting Prey actually will, okay. Stuns Lolop, kills with Fangtooth the Bramo. Pretty interesting. What do you do there? Okay, well, and you move from protecting these 3 creatures for which whom you could weep to pretty much not being able to do anything, just getting 1 Ember, not fighting, not using your war chest. That's, yeah, you tremor the Infernus, but this is not probably the game that you want. Yeah, using the war chest doesn't give you any Ember here. So we're going to have a forge, second key for Ugluk. Now, it's interesting after the other 2 games where we have people first both bidding for their own deck, in the second game swapping, avoiding to swap and paying 7 chains to avoid the swap. And here we have an automatic swap, but I mean, looking at how the game develops, I think Ugluk thinks my deck is not easy to play. There's a lot of problematic cards. I want to see how my opponent fares with it. And TRK probably thinks there's a lot of very complex artifacts to deal with. Let's see how you deal with that. And that's probably what led to the swap. Now Ugluk is playing Star Alliance, which Lieutenant KRK, which is interesting, won't stop the Infernus from dying, which I'm sure he's fine with. If he has some upgrades that he can bring back to hand, well, Information Officer Grey archives a card, interesting. Transport a platform, we're going to archive another card. So, yeah, archiving the Exhume and the Harmonia. I'm not really sure about that. I would have tried, yeah, okay. Oh, okay, I see what he tried to do. Very good. And he's got the Exhume in the archives. Subtomal, discarding Mimicry. Oh, that's a good Subtomal. Discards the Gamgee because he wants the Information Officer Grey. I would probably have put the Calvin on Newton KRK just to avoid, but no, even worse, the Brent is going to be played against. That's a very sweet play from TRK, really leveraging the Fangtooth Cavern in case, obviously, Ugluk doesn't find a response to that. We'll see. Of course, since he has 0 Ember, oh no, still 3 Ember, how much did you have? Ugluk had 1 ember. Okay, so he gave one. He basically preferred to lose 1 ember. Bring it back to hand with the plays Light of the Archon, attach Officer Grey, plays Calvin, and now, oh, very interesting. I would have been tempted to discard the Frame. Oh no, he plays Calvin. Okay, very interesting. So Calvin gets discarded because of the Fangtooth, but he manages to keep Frame and Information Officer Grey behind KRK. It's very interesting. Banish. Okay, great. Banishing Grey is good because then you lose the Light of the Archon. Place a Dust Imp. Kills the Dust Imp with Otanu. Okay. Plays Liberator down. Plays Otanu. Uses Lash of Broken Dreams. It's probably the last run where he can play this before going into the realm of I need to play this to stop him from forging his last key. And that's probably what he's going to have to do if somehow Ugluk manages to gain 3 or more Ember in this round. He could be stuck into playing this for a while. Let's see how it turns out. Okay, the Carcass Blaster, interesting. Rip with Frame. Yeah, but why don't? Well, doesn't really matter. I think the mistake is okay. So it's a small misplay. What you want to do is, yeah, you want to make the transporter platform play with the gun on it, and then play the gun on KRK, and it does make a difference because you would trigger the effect anyway. Interesting. Yeah, I think probably this is what you want to do. You want to use the transporter platform while the gun is still on her. And honestly, it doesn't make much of a difference upon the effect. So what he lost there is the extra ember from playing twice the gun. Could have ended at 7 ember. And as I said, TRK is forced into this, uses the Library of the Damned, Otanu picking up the... oh no, he's shuffled, so he can't pick up... the Otanu's binding, he can't pick them up, he's reshuffled. Okay, and now we've got the big disturn from Ugluk to close the game, archiving a card with the Library of the Damned. Probably he wants to keep KRK in place, so he will Exhume Infernus. Oh, Jesus. I so hate that card. Purging Light of the Archon and Calvin. This is closing, so he can afford it. Place the Evil Eye. Yeah, why not? Place a Scullion. Kills the Infernus. Thank to Scovan. Kills Ko. Fine. I think you got me. GG. Yes. I think this is over. And both had a strategy to swap the decks. I think, yeah. TRK, I think you're right. Well done, guys. Yeah. It is a cool deck. Yeah, I think both are probably able to play with their decks, but they both meant to play their opponent, and that was definitely very interesting. And I can see. I think honestly, this is one of the most exciting formats